Derek Spallone, glad to be joined alongside Chicago Bear legend, Mr. Lance Briggs here
Thank
at
you.
the. Yeah, hey, I thought that was a good flow right there. Good intro for you.
Right. I'll take it.
Well deserved though.
Yeah.
So we're here at the Ultimate Autograph 2020 show.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I feel good, man. I feel good. I'm looking forward to some big things happening in 2020. I want to see these Bears get back on track. Super Bowl coming up, so there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely touch on that briefly before we wrap up. But I want to start off. You just wrapped up your appearance here.
Yeah.
What was that like for you today?
It's fun. You know, it's always good to interact with
Right.
Chicagoans and Chicago Bear fans. You know, so doing things like this, seeing Brian and some of the other guys out here, it's warming.
It's got to be a cool feeling too, seeing how much of an impact you still have on your fans' lives, even years after stepping away from the field.
Well, I mean, you know, we played hard. Right. You know, we went out and we tried to do the best we could. You know, for the city, for our teammates, for ourselves, for our families, and you know, it's nice to know that they didn't go unnoticed. You know, and it's appreciated. So it's a good feeling.
There's a lot of cool memorabilia pieces we saw out there and some of the things you were signing. Was there one in particular that stood out to you and brought back some memories?
Not one that stands out as far as a memory, but maybe like for the future. There's all these cool helmets designs.
Yeah.
And I just would love to see us wear them, you know, maybe for one game.
Oh,
you
the
know,
Bears design.
The Bears,
gotcha,
there's some really cool,
Yeah.
you know, helmet designs. You know, you only way you can get it on a Bears uniform is if you play in a video game.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
it's it's just be fun. It'd be fun to watch.
Anything's possible down the road, right? For the future.
You never know.
Hey, you never truly know.
Yeah.
But touching on your career, you've achieved a lot throughout your time as a member of the Chicago Bears organization. Mm-hmm. When you reflect back on your journey and what you were able to achieve, what would you say was the biggest life lesson that success in the game of football taught you?
Oh, wow. It's kind of a loaded question right there. There's a lot in that one.
On the table.
But I think the ability to endure the rough times, the rough patches. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, we have years where we knew we were good enough to get to the playoffs, or we were championship caliber, and we didn't make it. But it didn't stop the fight. You know, there were times where we knew we were getting blown out, you know, by a team and we weren't going to win. But because of the man that's next to me, I'm going to keep fighting. Right. You know, I'm not going to give up. And so I think the lesson when I say to the ability to endure means it'd be able to endure pain, be able to endure the roughest times, you know, because at the end of the day, you will get through it and you'll be stronger for it.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what you were saying earlier, like repping that, like putting on for Chicago every time you're stepping out and putting on that uniform and fighting for the man next to you.
Absolutely.
That's great. And my final question for you, next season's a new year for the Bears. Tough year this year, a great year the year before.
Very tough year.
Yeah, very tough, but a great year the year before.
Yeah.
What are some of your thoughts for next season?
Well, I hope that we bring in a quality quarterback, you know, that can compete, you know, and help the ship stay the right course, you know, and I hope we fill in a lot of the pieces that we don't have, you know, or we're going to be missing because we don't have a lot of draft picks, and what we have is what we're going to have to ride out with. So we need to add as much as possible. Tight end. We need to fill in some of those holes to get ourselves back to where we need to be.
Still enjoy that defense? I love watching the defense. And
I do enjoy it.
Guy, so,
absolutely, I enjoy it. But, you know, for them, you know, I think Akeem Hicks is a vital part to, you know, keeping him healthy. We now know what happens when he's not a part of that group. So, you know, having him there, I think, is a boost for the whole unit.
Well, cheers to what's ahead.
I appreciate it.
Some big things. So, Derek Spallone, Lance Briggs, thanks for your time.
A lot, brother.
Thank you.
All right.